They lied about Chainlink. Everyone's chasing meme coins, airdrops, and hype plays. But let me ask you something. What if the coin that could actually run this entire crypto ecosystem is the one you are completely ignoring? What if Chainlink, yes, that boring infrastructure coin, is actually the key to the next bull run? Because here's the truth. Every time crypto needs real-world data, secure price feeds, or cross-chain communication, it's Chainlink that they call. And that means when this market matures, this coin could become unstoppable. Let's get into it. For those who still don't get what actually is Chainlink and why does the ecosystem depend on it. Now, Oracle networks are the networks that we actually need to feed the blockchain with information. You need to understand that the blockchain is a closed ecosystem and it needs information. And every time it needs information, like for example, price feeds, data, weather, products, whatever it may be, it comes from Chainlink because it's an Oracle network. It has different APIs that is connected to multiple sources that give the same information, therefore they cannot be manipulated. So for example, if you want to get a price feed from an exchange, then an Oracle network will use multiple APIs from many exchanges so they cannot be manipulated, therefore branch out and diversify their APIs to different informational sources that then give the same price, for example. So if you would want to have the Bitcoin price at the current state, then an Oracle network would use many different exchanges all over the world, have this information, have the average, and feed the blockchain with this information. So we all know that this source, at the end of the day, this information for the Bitcoin price actually is not manipulated, but the right one. And therefore you can power DeFi, which is decentralized finance. So the information is at the end of the day sourced by diversifying it and by making sure that the information is right and doesn't just come from one certain party or just from one certain government. In that sense, that's why we're speaking about DeFi on a higher level. That could revolutionize and change the information and the way of information, because it will pull a lot of information and not just one newspaper with one opinion, but all of the newspapers with all of their opinions, and then give you an average. I think that's the easiest way how to explain what an Oracle network is. I truly believe that Chainlink is getting too little hype compared to other projects like Solana or meme coins, just because you need to understand that humans always take the technology that they have and the potential in the most idiotic way first. Now, let's, for example, talk about NFTs. NFTs, the behind technology of tokenizing assets, is insane, right? But what we're doing, we are selling pictures of monkeys. That's how we're using the technology now. So most of the times when there's technology that we don't grasp and we don't understand, people don't understand it and they use it in a very wrong, very funny, idiotic way, right? And that's not wrong. There's nothing wrong with that. That's just how we humans are. Same for ChatGPT. ChatGPT is a game changer, but most people use it for idiotic, small things. They don't take the full potential out of it. And that's the same thing with Chainlink. Chainlink is still at the beginning. It is a coin that has certain strong investors, people that believe in it. It's a project that is very well known in the deeper ecosystem of cryptos, and big players understand the value of Chainlink, but normal people know too little, are too little informed, and are too little interested in really going deeper in understanding and finding the right good projects that will lead the future and change the game. But that's why you are here and listening to this video. So institutions, and that's really, really bullish, like Swift and Google are integrating Chainlink. That really tells us that the real world right now, the companies, the systems that govern the world right now, they're in the need of integrating Chainlink, and they're doing that and seeing how they can do it, because it's a better way of receiving information. It's a more decentralized way of receiving information. It's a safer way of receiving information, and it averages out opinions, which is very, very much needed in this world where everyone has a strong opinion, and opinions lead the governments and the countries and the narrative. But if we can narrow it down, average it out, have different decentralized APIs that are connected to different informational sources, quantifying information, but also making it safe on the blockchain, therefore it cannot be deleted or changed, give us a very strong transparency. And that's where many people that understand technology, understand crypto, that's where they want crypto to go. And that's why they believe in crypto so much, not because of the price increase, the money you can make with it, but the technology behind it, that especially Chainlink revolutionizes Swift systems, because it's more transparent, because it cannot be edited and changed. It gives great transparency into the banking system, which many people are in favor for, that governments or closed entities are actually untrackable on the blockchain. This can happen today. Chainlink is also very much focused on putting the whole production chain of a product onto the blockchain. So therefore we really actually know what is in the product that we are consuming. How many times do we have have big problems in the chain of production when it comes to products, where we had bought, let's say, meat of a certain category, but basically there was different meat inside. So products are being manipulated, they're being, let's say, watered down, right? We buy, for example, olive oil, which basically is maybe 1 or 2%, over exaggerating here, that is real olive oil. Vodka that is actually really cheap and bad vodka was just marketed well. So the quality of the product, right, is not there because no one controls it well, because everything can be changed, everything can be lied about. And Chainlink, for example, could change that because it could feed the information from different sources. It could put it on a blockchain. You could scan the QR code and really see where the stuff comes from that you're actually consuming. That's one of another great way on how Chainlink can change the world. Therefore, I'm a big supporter in this product and in this coin and this ecosystem since many years. Chainlink actually is my 4th largest portfolio position, with about 4% in my portfolio that is invested in Link, and I will continuously accumulate Chainlink, but also a couple of other coins that we will speak about in the future. So make sure to subscribe and stay on this channel, watch the videos, because here's some real value. I've been one of the only ones that predicted the XRP target and made over 500 to 600% on XRP in the last run, where many people thought XRP is dead, but there is certain ways on how to analyze it technically, know fundamentally, being well connected in the crypto community, and understanding which projects the real people are focused on. And I'm not talking about dumb money, I'm talking about smart money, because they're already in it, they're accumulating it. Therefore, I'm doing the same because I'm tracking big wallets on chain, and we can see that Chainlink is being accumulated by some of the biggest investors. So what I'm doing here with Chainlink is basically trading it, buying it, accumulating, just DCAing in, which means dollar cost averaging, which basically is known as buying whenever you have money. Do it and feed it over a couple of months. Set your target. I would not say it should be your only investment. Obviously, you should always be diversified. You should not always put all of your eggs in one basket, so in one asset in that sense. But Chainlink definitely has a special place on my list and will be probably number 3 or even number 2 in the future of my most invested positions in crypto, because I believe in the project and it just makes sense. We are currently sitting at $14 for Chainlink, and we have easily the potential to go to $17 and higher. The technical goal right now is $17, which is our C target, and our C target most of the times gets hit in markets. We have a very high probability of this happening. Same happened with XRP and all of the other cryptocurrencies. If the volume is strong enough, then obviously we can go over that. Long term, I see very much higher prices, let's say $30 up to $50 for Chainlink. So Chainlink was actually designed not to hype crypto or be the next crypto hype coin, but it's actually the more, let's say, silent player in the background that actually powers the whole networks, the Oracle networks. Another very big topic I spoke about just recently is real world assets, about Ondo, right? One of the Oracle networks, and I spoke about it in this video too. I will put the link below, check it out. The Ondo video is insanely good. Another very big position I'm accumulating besides Chainlink. And for Ondo, for example, to work, they need an Oracle network, and this Oracle network, as we just explained, is Chainlink. So therefore, if the real world asset hype kicks in, which in my opinion is going to be the next big narrative in crypto, when it happens, we don't know, but it's going to be the next one in the next couple of months and years, and Chainlink is a big player in that. So Chainlink is going to move from being a silent, controlled player that controls the industry to getting more hype, to be bigger, and therefore more people are going to see value in this asset and invest into it. So therefore, in my opinion, it's a very strong investment right now, and we have very cheap prices. So now I'm curious, are you holding Link, accumulating more, or still waiting for something flashier? Drop in the comments, I read all of them. And if you want my exact portfolio allocation and strategies for 2025, you know what to do. Hit subscribe, let's win this cycle together.